Hello, everybody. Are you a first time buyer? Are you aware of what are the costs that you need to prepare beforehand when you actually decide to buy a house? So, in order to complete your transaction to own a home, you have to pay some cost. So, I'm here to tell you about all these costs because some of you are not aware what are the costs that you are associated with that you need to prepare beforehand if you want to buy a house as a first time buyer. Okay, and I will also cover how to cover this cost in cases where you are not prepared for them, because some people, they are not aware and they just want a house. They are aware that they need to pay the purchase price, but all the other costs associated with buying the house they're not aware of, and this now leads you into debt or something like that that you didn't plan for, because now you need to make a loan that you didn't plan for or something like that. So I'm just here to educate you about this cost and how you can cover them. Okay, so let's get to it, shall we? So the first cost is, in cases where you don't get 100% bond, if you are buying via the bank, you will have to pay a deposit. In most cases, it ranges from 10% to 20%. So, but if you get 100%, in most cases, there's no need, unless if you choose to pay this deposit amount because you have it and you prepared beforehand, which is good. And this is what we encourage people to do, because it actually lowers your monthly installment, and it means that you actually pay less interest. Okay, so the second cost is the transfer fees. The transfer fees is paid to the transferring attorney. So the transferring attorney just transfers the ownership of the property from the seller to the buyer, which in this case, it's you. Okay, so you need to be aware of this cost as well. And you also have a transfer duty. A transfer duty is a transfer fee you pay to SARS. So it's like a tax, but it is only paid not on all the purchase prices, but it's only paid on a purchase price that exceed R1,000,000. So if you are going for a house that costs more than R1,000,000, so you should be aware that you're gonna pay a transfer duty. And then there's bond registration. So the bond registration is a cost that you pay to the bond attorney, whose role is to register the bond, once it has been approved by the bank. So they first cancel the current bond if it's still there, and then they register now the new bond. Okay, so in cases where you don't have these funds, how can you actually cover this fund? Okay, so there are banks in South Africa that cover what we call a 105% home loan. So to qualify for this, the purchase price of the property must be a maximum of 1.8. So if it's more than 1.8, then you don't qualify, right? You must also have a very good credit score, and you must have the ability to afford the installment of 105. Okay, so you can, if you actually qualify for this 105% home loan, then you are able to cover most of this cost, if not all, right? But one thing you need to be aware of is that it's not all the banks that offers this 105%. So you need to do your research as well in terms of which are the banks in South Africa that actually covers this. Because if you, because when you apply for a home, right? If you are buying the home through the bank, what we normally do is we'll take your application to all the banks. So you will choose the banks that gives you the most favorable conditions in terms of interest rate and the amount of bond, whether they give you 80%, 90%, 95%, or 100%. So you have to choose based on that. So when you choose also that bank, you need to be aware whether it gives this 105%. I know that Standard Bank does it. I know that ABSA does it. FNB does it. Nedbank doesn't do it. I know SA Home Loan also does a transfer assist. So you need to be aware of such things, or which kind of bank is giving you the loan. Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next week video. This is for it for this week. Cheers.